The mainstream media is giving this chick a pass, and I'm quite frankly sick of it. Hi, my name is Kyle, and I have over 20 years experience in political consulting, campaign managing, all kind of cool stuff like that. And I give my conservative take on stuff like this. This is Brittney Griner. Again, we did a video on her before, but this is going to talk about all the backlash that people are getting for actually saying the truth. And the truth is, it's her fault. Period. And the spin and the mental gymnastics that people are coming at me with, not only in the media, just generically speaking, but also in the comments in the video we did a couple days ago. It's ridiculous. Everything under the sun. And I'm going to give you some key examples, like right behind me right now. This is from the Business Insider. How low NBA salaries led to an American basketball superstar's detainment in Russia. Okay, so they're going to tell us that she's a superstar. Okay, I'll give you that, I guess. However, how does WNBA salaries how does that have anything to do with anything? The WNBA is at a negative $10 million a year loss, which is subsidized by the NBA every single year. The WNBA has never made a profit whatsoever. So if she makes any money at all, that's a bonus. In fact, she should pay the WNBA to play. That's how it should work. So here I have some highlighted here in this particular article. It's a 7-time WNBA All-Star. Who cares? I'm not even going into that. No one cares about Brittney Griner, other than the fact that she's a woke person who hates America, talk trash, and now she's behind bars in a country that also hates America and is at combat with another country right now. But the fact of the matter is, it stands to make about $230,000 in the WNBA this year alone. Griner is set to take home a league maximum $227,900 annual base salary from the Mercury. Now watch how they spend this, with a potential earn up to $500,000 between bonuses and marketing. But check this out. But only in recent years has her payday climbed into six-figure range, with UNCENSORED, whatever, earns $1 million per season. But basically they're saying here is that they're using this money to play in Russia, which she was playing in Russia, to subsidize her $230,000 annual salary. That puts her in the top 3% of wage earners in this country. Show of hands, who wouldn't mind earning $230,000 playing basketball? And not even a full season. It's like 3 months WNBA. So, of course, they're going to say that it has to do with, I don't even know what they're trying to say here. But you can read the article for yourself. But obviously, they're gaslighting us with, it's the WNBA's fault. Well, here's the next case we're talking about here. And this is, by the way, this is Meredith Cash. This is the person who wrote this article. This is her right here. This is her attempt at putting together some sort of logic at this. We're going to jump off away from that because we have more stuff to talk about. And here we have another article here. This is from the USA Today. This is from a guy named Mike Freeman. And he is also super duper woke. And he comes at it from the standpoint of Brittney Griner represents everything Putin despises. So now they're going to blame, well, not really blame on Russia. Well, they are going to blame on Russia. Because he actually says, here, I don't know if WNBA star Brittney Griner's detaining in Russia is legitimate. He says here, though I doubt it. Essentially, that it's Putin deliberately accosted her and put her in prison for the gain of the Russian government to use her as a pawn against us. We mentioned that in our last video. This here, the Brittney Griner detention in Russia is genuinely a frightening escalation. This is from Joy Reid. What is her government doing to help? Okay, again, we mentioned in the last video, she talked trash about the United States, talking about we should not play the national anthem, how she was not going to actually go into the arena while it was being played. And of course, she talks a lot about, just injustice in the United States in terms of false narratives when it comes to BLM, and directly related to Breonna Taylor and other statements that she's made and done. And so it's obviously clear that she does not like this country, but yet here they want her, or she wants, or whomever wants America all of a sudden to bail her out, even though she has a disdain for this country. And people in the chat rooms, people in the comments have said, hey, when has she said that she hates America? To me, it's about action. And her actions, attitudes, and statements have said all that I need to hear to know that she hates America. You can call it what you want. This is scary as hell. It's unfortunate that Brittney Griner has become a major pawn in world leaders' quest for domination. So now he's saying, again, that this woman who plays basketball for a league that nobody watches is going to purposely take her and use her as a pawn. That, to me, makes no sense. The fact is, she's been to Russia many, many times, and this particular thing that she's accused of, having this hash oil inside of this vaping device, is illegal in Russia. Period. She broke the law. It's as clear as that, and no one is really talking about that in these articles I'm about to mention here. So then in this particular article, he actually tries to justify this by saying that Putin has done this before, and what does he use? He uses the 2016 election where Russia interference, which we heard for still now, which has been disproven, especially if you look what happened today that was released with the New York Times person that came out and said that the tape was totally fake. Look at that, the New York Times. And to segue off of that, you're going to get a kick out of this one. This narrative that they're trying to push down here is whether Tom Brady would be treated differently than Brittney Griner in Russia. And so there's a bunch of tweets here that I'm going to read a couple of them. But this first one says, imagine if Tom Brady were being held by Russian officials right now. Or if Tom Brady was being held in Russia, fools would be signing up to fight. He's not, though, because white male privilege affords him a career in the United States. Go on and on. I can't read this. Here's that last one. If Tom Brady was trapped in Russia, he'd be fine because he's straight white man versus Brittney Griner. And just ridiculous. All right, so it's a false equivocation, 100%. And so what I like here is this guy here says, if Tom Brady got arrested in Russia for breaking their drug laws, no matter what you think of the laws, he'd be just as much of an idiot as Brittney Griner. And that right there is it. They forget the fact that she broke the law. They don't mention it. She broke a law. It doesn't matter what happens after the fact. If Tom Brady broke the law, then that's a whole different story. Remember Michael Fay, who got those canes whipping in Singapore way back when? Well, he went to there and vandalized and did bad things. And what happened to him? He had to pay the price. Those are those laws. You go to another country, you have to abide by those laws. Those are sovereign countries. They have rules and regulations, and you have to abide by that. And if you commit crimes, you can't expect the country that you came from to bail you out. If it happens, fine. If it's a minor thing, but that's no guarantee. And so, again, one of the reasons why people are finding this so amusing, this whole thing, is because she hates America, and because she's woke, and because we get this stuff drilled down and put in our faces so much that we take any kind of story like this to point it back in the faces of people who don't have any idea what we're talking about when we say the things we say. And this right here is a very good example of all of that. And last we have Miss Sheila Jackson Lee, the most intelligent congresswoman ever to be in the US Congress. No one's ever smarter than this woman. She demands that Russia release Griner. She says here, we know that there are some issues dealing with vape cartridges and other items, but let me be very clear. Brittney Griner is a United States citizen. Oh yeah, now she is, right? She is a guest in Russia with the WNBA, and I will be demanding her release. Okay, well, unfortunately, you can't demand anything because she's in another country, breaking laws in other countries. And again, if they can work it out, that will happen, but she's at the mercy of that country. And my position is that she learns a lesson about appreciation of this country. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, it doesn't matter what that she's free to say what she wants. She is absolutely free to say what she wants. That's true. But I'm also free to give my opinion on this because that's how I feel. No one's feeling sympathy for her who take the position that this country is the greatest country in the world and that you should respect your country. And to make demands that you stop playing the national anthem because you don't like it. Now, you staying in the locker room is one thing. That's cool. But she made a demand saying that we should stop playing the national anthem before the games. That, to me, has nothing to do with her and her personal liberty to do that. It has to do with imposing that on everyone else. And so that's where I draw the line there. And I think most people feel the same way. And so there you have it. Several examples of the media just falling all over themselves, using mental gymnastics to try and come up with excuses and reasons why this person should be free, or what would happen if this happened, or whatever. And it's just an embarrassing thing altogether, because none of the things they're based on is based on personal accountability of her bringing in an illegal substance and getting caught and being arrested is her fault. That is never really mentioned in any of these articles. It's always scapegoating, blaming the WNBA, saying, well, what if Tom Brady was this? You know, the fact that Putin has a conspiracy against America and that he, did this to her, whatever, is total garbage. They don't even have the intellectual honesty to even bring up the notion of personal accountability. And to me, I think personal accountability is like kryptonite to the leftists. But what do you think on this? What are your thoughts on this? I know you comment before in the other video, but what do you think about these different narratives that the media is trying to put out? How ridiculous is that to you? Please comment below. I'd be curious to know what you think. And if you like what we do on this channel, where we take pop culture and politics and filter it to you conservatively, then please check out some more content that we have for you right